Hey y'all, welcome. If you're new or just passing through to my channel, welcome. My name is Tam. I'm also known as the Enlightened Auntie if you're returning. Welcome back, squad. I'm here today to do another general collective reading. We're not sign specific here, we're also gender fluid. I may say you when I'm talking to them. I may say them when I'm talking to you. Put yourself in the story wherever you seem to fit. Remember that time and energy are fluid, so I could be talking about the recent past, the present, or the future. Take the parts that are yours and leave everything else behind. If you would like to book a personal more aligned with your own story, all of my information is below in the description box, and I invite you to join me for a session. Welcome in, y'all. Welcome back. Happy Monday. I hope everybody had a really good weekend. How's that daylight savings time change working out for you? Usually losing an hour is the one that really jacks folks up in the springtime. I don't know. I actually liked the extra hour of sleep that we just gained. Yesterday kind of jacked me up a little bit. Like I was just a little bit more tired than usual. And October really did its thing on me. Like I was busy all month long. So, and even on Saturday, like I still had a lot of stuff going on over the weekend. And yesterday I just wanted to just do nothing. I wanted to do absolutely nothing. So I did, manage to get a little bit of housework in, but like I spent the rest of the day just kind of chilling and napping. The nap that I never get to take during the week. I was napping and it was wonderful. It must be carrying over because today I had a class, but I canceled class because I just, I don't know. I just did not feel like driving across town. And I only have one class that's like on the other side of, literally on the other side of town. I just didn't feel like going. Interesting. I'm starting off with the triple deck. This is my second time starting, so. I originally laid out some cards. So I've been kind of sitting with this energy for a little while and mildly chuckling to myself. Because one, I'm thinking of how y'all are going to receive this energy. And kind of laughing to myself because I kind of see somebody here who is, I feel like someone's torn. I do feel like there's and I don't know who this person is, so, and I mean, I've already, like, just based on the cards, I'm like, for myself, I've already kind of identified what this is. So that's the reason why I'm saying I don't necessarily think that this is somebody that you have. I don't think that, because I know who it is for me. So having said that, this person is not somebody who's of like major significance in my life or anything like that. So it can't be. So I don't know. Whatever. Anywho, there's someone here who, now I see it two different ways. I kind of do see somebody wanting to approach you with some kind of an apology. I feel like somebody wants to approach you with an apology. You have somebody in your energy that has like a crush, we'll call it. We have somebody who has a crush on you. And I kind of feel like whoever this person is, they may have, like, there might have been potential for like some type of really, and I don't know what the nature of the relationship is. I'm not necessarily getting like romantic or anything like that, but there is the possibility of like, say, like a solid friendship. We'll start there, okay? But I kind of feel like I get the impression that whoever this person is, they may have either moved too slowly and I think for them, it's interesting because it might have been something about them moving too slowly. Maybe you are, okay, wait, hold on. And then this is you. Okay. No, not even necessarily that. It doesn't even necessarily have to be you. I kind of feel like whoever this person is, like I said, this could be like one of those like failure to launch type things. Because I do have the energy of somebody who like they I want to say they have a crush on you, right? But this person may not have taken, like, they either didn't take the steps, or they, because I do get a sense that there's some regret that they didn't like move faster or communicate clearly, more clear. Um, and I think you may have just decided to walk away from it. Like, it just, I don't know. It feels really weird, because on one hand, I can see where somebody, they like you. There's an interest. Um, and you may have even, you know, been very clear about like your intentions or what you wanted or whatever, and the other person, they may have chosen to kind of withhold how they felt. But I do feel like there's somebody here who's like really in regret, because they're also worried that they're also kind of worried that you've just laid it down. Like, you know, if somebody took too long to get on board with you, you might have just, you know, dipped out and kept on going and never looked back and just was like, okay, well, it is what it is, and I'm gonna. So this could be like, you know, this could be like in the dating world. We'll call it like in the dating scenario. Because I do see somebody here. They have an interest. But this almost feels like somebody here who's, you know, they want to apologize for not putting in the effort with you. It's weird. I know I keep saying it's weird, but I'm just like, this is like the weirdest energy for me. Because it almost feels like, too, like this person also wants to apologize. They may have I want to say they may have also had some other things going on in their life that prevented them from like really taking the initiative that they wanted to. And they also want to apologize for that as well. Because there is a realization. And I think, too, there could have also been I want to say like a financial factor. Like maybe the person, okay, so if this is a dating, we'll say like a dating scenario, new friend, new acquaintance, whatever. If this person had other things going on that they didn't necessarily tell you, because I can see that, that may have affected their resources or their finances, they may have kind of kept that hidden. Like they could have been definitely going through some things. But obviously, if you're just starting off and getting to know somebody, they're not going to just pour out and tell you like all their business. I mean, most folks, especially a man, because I am getting a masculine energy out here, they're not just going to come all out and be like, I ain't got no money and I don't, you know, they're not going to do all that, because it's not, you know, they don't necessarily want to burden you with their stuff, so they're not going to come out and tell you all that, right? But I do get the sense that this person may have some regrets for how they managed, or how they handled the situation, or how they handled you. And I kind of feel like somebody wants to extend some type of an apology, or at least be a little bit more transparent and bring some clarity about what was going on and why, you know, things may have just kind of fallen by the wayside. Okay. I want to say too, this person, it's very, what's locked in their memories, it's very troubling for this person. But they're also concerned, there's a concern about the finality of you choosing to walk away. Now, before I'm shuffling the cards, but before I pull out another card, if you do have, and I'm, you know, I like to advise as I see what I see. But I'm going to always tell you this when it comes to relationships. If the person that you're dealing with isn't gassing you up, blowing you up, pumping you up, loving on you better than you love yourself, that's not your person. So if this person wants to come in and try to like make amends, one, if you allow them to come towards you, and I'm not going to be like make them work for it, but make them work for it. Right? because it's got to be a two-way street. It can't be, you know, you just sitting around waiting for them to figure out their shit. Make them work for it. Because I truly believe that people who really want to, like, people know what they're doing. So if they really want to show up for you in that way, then they're going to show up for you. Hell or high water. Yeah, I said there is just something, this, whatever this is, or whatever, it's like, it's troubling for them. That's why they want to come towards you with some kind of apology. It's like, however things were left, they don't like it. They don't like it. Oh, shit. Okay, so they... oh, Lord. That's what it is. Okay. Now, I said this person may have had other things going on. And I also know third party is not always a third person. I don't necessarily have that, but I'm just saying, just because I can see where that could be a possibility, that there could have been a third person, and that's the reason why, whatever, you know, them, you know, they found interest in you, but that they also had something that they were trying to, like, they also had a situation that they were trying to wrap up. Because I don't get the impression that this is like whatever they were dealing with. It doesn't feel like an active third party. It kind of feels like I really can't invest in any. I have to take care of it. I got to get rid of this thing before I can move forward. I have to dead something because I kind of feel like too that I don't think this person, child, I don't know who this is for you, but I kind of feel like this person didn't necessarily want to, you know, they may not have necessarily wanted to be in a third party, or this could be definitely you. This is like, oh shit, hold on, like, hold on. Because I have this energy out here, which I think is really interesting. This feels very much like you may have expressed yourself. You have a really, I want to say you do have firm boundaries up. So you may have expressed something to this person. You may have expressed something to them, not necessarily pertaining to like third party type of energy, but like, remember I said I feel like this person wants to apologize for mishandling you. You may have communicated what you needed in order for this, whatever that was, in order for it to do something. Like, I need this in order to, if we're going to be friends, we'll use the friend trope. If we're going to be friends, then as my friend, I need you to like show up. Like, I need you to show up. Like, I'm not saying you got to be at my every beck and call, but I need you to actually show up, right? I need you to communicate, because I definitely see collective, whoever I'm talking to today, you're a communicator. So you need that kind of communication. You value that kind of communication because it allows you to like formulate a baseline to a relationship. And if this person didn't actually show up, or they weren't active enough, didn't communicate enough, I'm trying to figure out what they're, because this almost feels like I'm trying to figure out like what their angle is, because for me, I do feel like they want to express, I don't know, like it feels like they want to communicate. Now they want to communicate. But there's something definitely holding them back. It could be the fact that they're not really sure how to approach you. And it's funny because if this person did try to put you in a third party type situation, and again, like I said, third party does not have to be a third person. It could be like work, it could be their family, it could be their friend group. It doesn't have to be like, it doesn't have to be. I think that's another really big misconception when folks say third party. Immediately you start thinking like, oh, no, it's not always that. A third party situation is literally something outside of your connection that is an interference or that creates a blockage or wedge between you and another person. So it could be somebody's career, it could be somebody's family, hell, it could be their children. Like say, if you were dating and say, they got kids and they got custody issues, like it could be all kind of things. And it kind of feels like this person, I don't know. I'm trying to give this person the benefit of the doubt, but I do kind of feel like they might have been playing, they thought that they could play the long game and they really couldn't. And now they're feeling the sense of I know what it is. Like, your energy is beautiful. I'm like, your energy is beautiful. The word on the tip of my tongue was scrumptious. I don't even know how that applies to this, but your energy is really beautiful. And this person definitely feels the absence of that since you've kind of you might have just moved on. And if you were aware and saw that things weren't progressing forward, you might as well just been like, I'm good, and moved on. And so after you moved on, I can see where someone is really thinking very heavily about, like I said, they're thinking heavily about the way that they played this. And they're recognizing, they're recognizing that you were looking for reciprocity. You were looking for something that was very balanced. And they were, now I want to say distracted, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. I'm giving this person grace because I can kind of, it doesn't feel, and I would tell you if I felt it. It doesn't necessarily feel malicious. I just think this person thought they knew it. Like, in their mind, they thought they knew what they were doing. And then they're recognizing that the way that they, like I said, the way that they played it, it didn't quite get the result that they were looking for. Not even really sure what that result was, but it didn't give them what they were looking for. Okay. Yeah, so they're kicking themselves. Because I see it now. They're like, here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's just repeating. The cards are like, yeah. All the collective wanted was something that was going to be stable. You weren't interested. You weren't looking for like a fly-by-night type of, oh, I love this. Oh, I love this. All right. I love this. Like I said, they're not necessarily showing up as malicious, but they're definitely showing up as somebody who I feel like this person, like I said, your energy is really beautiful. And there's something about them being in the presence of you, or just you having access to you. There's something about that. That's what it is. Whoever this is, that's what I'm saying. I don't think this is somebody like, I don't necessarily think this is somebody that you have been like romantically linked to. I don't really know what the connection is here. But it's kind of like a relationship. Or I don't, like I said, I don't know. It's not giving me like romantic or anything, but it's like the relationship, or a relationship, a friendship, or a partnership of some kind like a business relationship or something, like, you know, loose friends or whatever. But it feels like it never really got off the ground. It just never really got off the ground the way that maybe you wanted initially. So say like you got good vibes off of somebody, and then you're just being you, you know, you're transparent, you're open or whatever. You tell this person like, this is what I'm looking for. And, you know, not even if you're just spilling it all out, you're just like, this is me, this is who I am, this is what I'm about. And this person, while I feel like they recognize that you were different, you know, different from anybody that they had experienced. I don't necessarily think that they were in a position at the time that you two encountered each other. I don't necessarily think they were in a position to like really fully engage the way that you may have needed them to. Because I do feel like this person has regrets because now, like I said, you have these boundaries up. You may be coming off a little cold and very yeah, you're just like, I don't want anything that's not reciprocal. I don't care what the relationship is. Like, it's got to be like fair. It's got to be give and take. You're not and I it's funny because I also feel like whoever this person is, it's giving me an out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. So I don't even think this is somebody who's like right here in the forefront of your mind. That's why I'm like, I don't know who this is for you. Because the energy doesn't feel like it's somebody who's just like hovering around you. I don't think this is somebody who's like been a present force in your life where you like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want you to think a little bit right now, because I'm not really sure. Like I said, like, I'm looking at the cards. I know who this is for me. And this person is not like somebody who's like in my life. Never. It was not that. Like, it was not that. But I saw the value where I could like, oh, like I could fuck with you. Like, we could be friends or whatever. And then it just got weird. And I don't have time for shit like that. I don't have time for weird. Go be weird on your own damn time. Cause I got shit to take care of. I got family, I got children to raise, I got businesses to run. And so for you were kind of like, yeah, I love this. Yeah. So if this is you walking away from something that you couldn't actually stabilize and get the solid foundation, like you were looking for reciprocity and you were never able to really get it going. So you elected to just walk away and focus on the shit that you do find value in. I'm not going to spend any time worrying about whether you're coming, you're going, you're showing up, not showing up, you're going to be here, not be here, you down with me or not down with me. Like, you don't have time to play those games. And so right now, like in the center here, I feel like even though I have counterparts, I really feel like a full embodiment for someone where you're like harnessing your masculine and feminine energy. Like, you're not with the shits. Like, I'm very, very clear. You are coming across as incredibly detached. So I feel like even if you recognize that there could have been something very promising between you and this person, child, you detached all the way. When you walked away, like I said, it feels very much out of sight, out of mind. You turned around, you walked away, and you're like, I'm done. Like, I'm done. I see it for what it is. And it's interesting because I feel like this person definitely wants to come in and express something that, because even if I had to read it, I'm like looking at the way the cards are connecting. Like, even if, because I feel like this is you. Yeah, I feel like there's definitely somebody here. This person, they may have kept some things from you. But it feels very much like this person wants to express themselves. They do, like, they have some level of like admiration, we'll say. And I think this person is a little bit, I want to say they're kind of intimidated. Not that you were intimidating, but they may be a little intimidated by the fact that you might move in ways that are different than other people that they're used to dealing with. Because this whole line down here is like, if it ain't making me no money, I don't have time for it. I don't have time for it, literally. Yeah, you're like, I love this. She's like, the way the cards, I'm like looking at the faces and I'm looking at the hand, I'm looking at everything on all these cards, like what everybody is doing. And just this one section right here, she's like, so I have the Queen of Swords right here in the center, and then diagonal up I have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, diagonal down I have the Ten of Pentacles in the upright, and on either side of those Ten of Pentacles I have the Knight of Pentacles. This knight down here on the bottom has a different look on their face than the Knight of Pentacles that's up here on the top. The one on the bottom is in a very icy environment, like they're out in the snow or whatever. The one at the top, lots of sunshine and what have you, it's green pastures, lots of sunshine. And like I said, like you may have seen this person, like the potential of something really solid with this relationship, but the fact that you were unable, I see where this is where the person is kind of feeling regretful, and that's why they want to come in and apologize, is because you were looking for some type of like a long-term, like I keep saying friendship because that's what it kind of feels like to me. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't feel romantic, but it feels like, you were looking to like root a solid friendship. You especially, right, and you were like, especially if you were looking, like you were trying to, because it takes time for you to to develop relationships like that. And I feel like this person just never really, they may not have just shown up for you like that. They either didn't have the time, they didn't show up. I kind of see their regret over here about, not investing in you the way that they could have, and now you've got all these walls and boundaries up and you're not really interested, and you're not fucking with this person. Down here, this Knight of Pentacles looks kind of sad, like damn. Like damn, I wasted time being unsure about how I wanted to collect, like what, I don't know. I tell me in the comments, like I don't know what this relationship is for you, and you may have this person blocked. And there could be distance. Like I said, there could be distance, and this person may not be able to come towards you, but I also feel like this is the energy of blockages. The Eight of Wands is Mercury and Sagittarius. I don't know why that sticks in my head. The Eight of Wands is Mercury and Sagittarius, but this is in reverse. You may absolutely have them blocked. You could have blocked them on socials. You could have, you know what I'm saying? Like you have them blocked, whoever this person is. And you might be a little bit, defensive. Uh-oh. I'm like the Eight of Wands in reverse to the Eight of Wands in the upright. I'm like, they're determined. They're determined. Crazy though, because I'm like, even where the cards are talking about like movement and conversation, like I just see all of these. It came with a sound, and I'm not getting ready to try to reproduce the sound, but it's like the sound of you know how it's like metal bars. I just hear clank, 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 clank. It's like metal bars going up, but then each one has a lock in between them. It's really weird. I wish I could describe it better. It was more of a sound than a visual, but it just sounded like a lot of like locks and chains, not chains, but like a clanking sound, but like clamp, 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 like something being locked up. Clamp, 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 clamp. Somebody definitely wants to come towards you. They definitely want to communicate. But like I said, you've got this, it's kind of like you're sitting in this space and you got like all these bars around you. Not like you're incarcerated, but it's like a protective thing. Like I'm here and you're there. They want to get to you. They are in such regret. They're in such regret. And because your energy is so beautiful, like now they're realizing, because they don't actually have it in their life, they're now realizing like what a huge loss it was. Oh. Yep. Oh. I'm perplexed. Who are these people? Okay. I'm like, that took a turn. Because I feel like yeah, it's like this person is realizing that they made a mistake. The way that they like I said, the way they mishandled you. I don't know what this person was thinking, but they definitely mishandled you. It's weird. That's why I'm saying I think it was a friendship. I don't necessarily, I do have counterparts out here, but I'm not necessarily I swear I'm not necessarily getting like a romantic thing. That's not what I see. It doesn't feel like that either. It doesn't feel very romantic. It doesn't, honestly. But I kind of feel like whoever this person is, they just want to come and tell you how they feel. They want to apologize. They want to reach out some kind of way. But I feel like they're not. I don't think this person is really sure. It's a lot of air energy out here. It's a lot of air energy out here. And you're just like sitting. You're just in this calm, like grounded energy. But you're really sharp. Like your discernment is spot on. Spot on. Okay. So yeah, whatever I'm like, I don't know if they have some kind of way to see you or something like that. Like I don't know if you're on, like I said, down here I think if you're on socials, you may have them blocked, but I know my shit is public, so like you can go look on the browser and still see my shit because I don't have it locked. But this kind of feels like I'm talking to somebody who is just really handling their business. So I feel like even if this person was to try to come back towards you, like your mindset now is maybe a lot different than what it was when you were dealing with them. And so right now I just see somebody who, like this whole area over here, I just see somebody who is just focusing on their grind. You're focusing on your grind. It's interesting because I also can see where this person is like, they're thinking, because like I said up here, you might have wanted to go at a pace that was, that would allow for proper grounding. I'm going to keep on talking about this. Like, you can't be, regardless of whatever the nature of this relationship is, like, you can't be anything unless you're like friends and you got a solid, that's like, friendship is a solid foundation to any type of relationship. And so, like I said, you may have communicated that, and then for this person, I don't know if they understood. I don't know what they thought that you wanted or whatever. But I kind of feel like this person, like, they just didn't show up in the way that you needed them to. And so, especially, there's a weird lack of emotional support that I'm seeing. I don't know. I get the impression that this person is like now looking, it's like hindsight is 2020. It almost feels like somebody looking back at like how you presented and how you showed up. And then, clearly explaining like, how you get down. And then because they were hung up on some other shit, like I said, they had some other things going on in their life that they may not have disclosed to you. So, whatever. But now down here, it's kind of like them in hindsight recognizing the value of, taking your time and building a foundation. Not coming in with an agenda. This person may have had an agenda. Initially, on the onset, they may have had an agenda. But your boundaries are like really firm. You could also be, like I said, you're sharp. You're very, very sharp when it comes to your level of understanding and intellect. And if this person had in the past, because I do think that the way people play the game, and I think this is all the time. I think the way people play the game is, it's kind of based on their experience with people or how they just generally handle other people. So it's kind of like how some people, they just, if they're used to being a certain kind of way, then they're this way with everybody. But I feel like this person is clear. They see now how you are not like everybody else. Like that. So the way that they showed up for other people, that may have flown with other people. You know what I'm saying? But that shit don't fly with you. Like, that shit don't fly with you. And like, I'm looking at the way this Queen of Swords is. She's like, I have two choices. I have this unstable shit up here, or the stability of what I'm looking for down here. And I'm blocking this out because I'm not really interested in anybody who is going to create or cause me to feel any sense of instability or make me feel like I gotta do a whole lot of extra in order to be in connection with you. I'm going to focus on the things that I value, the things that I already have in my life, new opportunities, new people, whatever. I'm really impressed with this whole bottom sector though, because I feel like I'm talking to somebody who is truly only focused on getting the bag right now. Okay. That's story number one. Because now I see something else. So let's talk about that too, where we are. We're down 38 minutes in. Let's talk about this. Okay. I'm still standing with the center column of you moving away from something or someone that may have caused you, some mental distress or disharmony. And moving forward, you're cutting out. I'm just seeing somebody just cutting things out of their lives left and right. You're just like, anything that doesn't serve a purpose, you're just letting it go, letting it go, letting it go. Okay. Column 1. It looks like there is an energy here of someone trying to hide. Now we know that the Ten of Pentacles is generally looked upon as like generational wealth, right? That is like the long money. I kind of feel like there's a loss of said long money in a situation. I see it because this, I'm going to tell you, this Ten of Pentacles in the reverse is out here twice. And if I had to go down just this one column, this literally could be like somebody potentially going to jail or being, because all around this ace, this Eight of Swords is the truth. Like all the truth. Like all of this around this Eight of Swords is the truth. And it's a few people having the truth. Okay. So let's go back down here. This looks like if there's a loss of some type of a large sum of money or generational wealth, it feels like there's somebody here who is really worried about it and they're trying to hide it. They're either trying to hide the worry or they're trying to hide the fact that there's a loss, right? And there's a need here for somebody to have... Okay, remember how I said a few months ago or several months ago, like I always hear that, I think it's Southwest Airlines when they say want to get away. Like that's what this energy feels like. This feels like somebody who wanting to they want to get away because they're being put in a position of having to defend themselves for this thing that they've been trying to hide. Okay. Now, I'm seeing in two places. Okay, I'm seeing this in two places where it's kind of like somebody making a conscious decision. Like they're not really focused on... Okay. I don't know how they're connected to you. I want to say this is the same person. This feels like the energy of somebody who may have had the ability, like this is somebody wanting to come towards you, or there's something here that's tangible that is trying to come towards you, right? That would absolutely have the ability to maybe help you, especially if you're an entrepreneur. It does feel like there's somebody wanting to communicate to you with maybe some form of assistance. It could be an offer of financial backing or something like that, but there's definitely an energy here of somebody wanting to communicate. Now, I don't know if any of this, I'm like looking at the faces, this potentially has something to do, there may be an older woman here. There's an older woman here. There's an older woman. It's something connected to these resources. And I feel like there's something that she's hiding. Because I can see that there's a clear difference between you and this. Like if I don't know who this woman is to you, but if this is like a mother figure, could be a mother figure. Could be a mother figure. Okay. If there is some distance between you and a mother figure, I also see where there's some transparency as it relates to you, but the mother figure, the older woman, she's very like she's, I don't want to say guarded. Guard is not the word. Guarded isn't the word I'm looking for. More like cloaked is what I heard. Okay. Now what's interesting is that This woman may be, okay, here's the difference between you and this older woman. You are very transparent. I said that before. You're very transparent. Like, bury my soul, I'm butt ass naked, this is who I am, right? This woman, this older woman, she's cloaked. Like, she doesn't want people to see the real her. Baby, I don't know where this is going. This woman doesn't want people to like see who she is. She doesn't want people to see who she is, but she also made because I feel like this could be for either of you. Because on one hand, I can see where it's you making choices. Like if this is, say, your mother figure, aunt, grandmother, or sister, whatever, older person who cloaks themselves, an older person who is not as transparent and open as you. Okay? You may have elected to withdraw yourself from that relationship dynamic, and now you only focus on, like I talked about, reciprocity. You're only focusing, you choose to engage with people who are reciprocal to you, that they give the same kind of energy. I feel like, and on this side, now that I'm looking at where she's standing next to this woman, mother figure, crazy. Okay, if this is a relationship, like a parental relationship that you withdrew from, that you walked away from, the energy that I see here, it feels very much like, and I know I've talked about this before, like if you were ever in a position in your life where you actually had a need, whether it was financial, whatever, right? It's almost, the energy that I see here, it's kind of like this person may have been very generous with other people. Like they were busy giving to other people and then giving you crumbs or giving you like the leftovers. It's almost like the energy of somebody watching you or wanting to watch you struggle. But what I think is really interesting is right here in the center column, as it relates to this mothering energy that was generous with other people. I see there are other people here, like they're looking right at her, like they know the truth. These people, this could be like, this doesn't necessarily have to be you, but this could be like other people that know the truth of why you walked away from this person. They may know the truth. They see it. So now, the person that, yes, if this is a mother figure, she could have been emotionally manipulative towards you, like playing on your emotions, trying to get the best of you. Okay. Now I also see an energy, now like I'm looking at the way they're all triangulating, because this, even, remember I said down here, I was like, whatever you're doing, collective, I just see somebody here who's just diligently working to get their bag. Like that's all I see here. But the energy that's kind of around this, it does feel like there's someone here who, the arc going this way on the right looks like somebody here who may have been trying to like influence your output. I'm choosing my words carefully. That's the reason why I'm speaking so slow. I'm like, because I can hear it. It's like somebody trying, not, I don't want to say like trying to slow you down, but it could be that somebody here may have tried to like discourage other people from like supporting your work or whatever you do. Like that was the plan. Okay, now if I had to look at it like the whole arch, it didn't happen until you walked away. I see so much out here. I haven't even clarified the cards and I see so much. Yes. Okay. Now the other thing I see out here, I could also be talking. I try to talk about every point that I see because I see there's a lot out here. The other thing is you might have had like because this to me looks like a really good idea, but like being unsure of which way to go. Being unsure of which way to go. It's something about, you could be an entrepreneur, and if you're not an entrepreneur, you have an entrepreneurial spirit. There's something here about you communicating. It's okay. Maybe in the past, because this is very layered. I feel like I literally feel like I'm looking at like 3 or 4 different stories that are happening simultaneously. You may have had a couple of really good ideas, right? On one hand, something that you were trying to accomplish may have required resources to actually get done. You might have needed the resources, right? Now, I know in other videos I've talked about it where if there had been, and I don't even have that out here, but I do see where there's somebody potentially hiding some resources here. The big kicker is that you've been able to accomplish whatever your goal was, while it may have taken you a lot longer than you wanted it to without support. The efforts it wasn't for nothing. You know what I mean? You still have the ability to do whatever it is that you're trying to do and make the money that and create the generational wealth for yourself. I definitely see that. But you were able to accomplish it, which I think is even better, without the benefit of whatever this is that may have been kept from you. Okay? This woman has something to do with it. I do feel like this woman has something to do with it. Now, if you potentially communicated, and I told this to a client the other day, I'm like, if you got ideas or there's something that you're working on or something that you're doing, keep that shit to yourself. I don't care who you got around you. Hell, I even offered her, she didn't have anybody, I offered myself. I was like, if you need to tell somebody you got good news, or you got ideas, or you got plans, tell me, because you could trust me with what you're telling. I'm not going to spread it all out there or whatever, or find ways to block your progress, or find ways to fuck it up so that you can't actually, you can't actually get it off the ground. I'm actually going to give you some extra, I'm going to actually give you some extra ideas to contemplate and consider. Right? What I love about this is that you have somebody here that may have been trying to put an end to whatever it is that you've been working on or trying to accomplish. Yeah, it's like they didn't want other people to support. Like, if you're an entrepreneur, they didn't want other people to support whatever it is that you were doing. And I also have, it's kind of like this weird ass energy here. And it may have even, at some point, it might have even confused you a little bit as to, like, say if this is your family, why, certain people in your family weren't, on board with whatever it is that you're doing. And you're very clear on the, like, I see it, you're so clear on the vision. You're so clear on the vision. I feel like this, because it's all, and when I say this, I'm saying it because it's all connected to this older woman and the disconnect between you and this woman. Because it's all connected to her, child. I also kind of feel like this person wanted, like I said, there was some disappointment that maybe it took a little bit longer, or it's been taking you a little bit longer than you would like for it to take, in order to finally get to the point where you're like, I'm straight and, financially sound, business is good and all that stuff is great. It's because you kind of had some energies working out in the background, either trying to put an end to what you were doing, or to mind lock you in such a way where you would second guess your movement and wouldn't actually take it. Like, because if you're locked in your mind, then you're not able to actually, execute whatever it is that you're trying to do. I think that was also part of the goal too. That's crazy work. At the end of the day, which is I hate that statement. At the end of the day, hate that statement. Yep. At the end of the day, you're still able to accomplish the goal. It may take a little bit longer than what you wanted to, but the thing about it is, you're creating the most solid foundation ever. Despite the plans not having gone, despite the plan not having gone well initially, or not going as planned initially, you may have even had to go underground a little bit with whatever you were doing. Okay. Okay, so back to story 1. Where we had that person that had other shit going on in their lives, and they couldn't really commit to like a friendship or partnership or of any kind, right? You may have been trying to breathe life into the dynamic, and like I said, the other person just wasn't reciprocating. I also feel like the person that wants to apologize, they also want to apologize for, I feel like they've awakened to some type of realization about who you are. Like I said, I don't know the nature of this relationship, but it's like they awaken, they recognize a certain imbalance. Like I said, you removed your energy. When you remove your energy, they felt the shift. Maybe they couldn't actually see you initially, because again, I think they were comparing you to other experiences, right? They may have been comparing you to other experiences. Now, I hadn't considered this because I'm looking at it now. They absolutely could have been involved in some type of third party, whatever. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a third person, but it could have been. And so the person may not have been able to fully like involve themselves or move forward. And I think I also see too, there was something in the way that the two of you at the time were unable to see. I feel like you guys were unable to like really see eye to eye at the time. But it's kind of crazy because this person is kind of, they're like there's like a realization or an awakening of some sort to like what it was, what it could have been, and what it ended up being because their lack of participation. Yeah, it's kind of like, it's like a false start. Like y'all, whatever this is, like y'all couldn't get it off the ground. Okay, this is interesting. Okay. Okay, story one. This person was afraid. They were afraid. And I see it on both ends. It's something about your energy and who you are. So even if, okay, like I said, I don't know what the relationship is, but even if you were to try to like be friends or something, you weren't on that toxic bullshit. Remember when I said I was like, maybe they just weren't used to like your energy signature. They weren't you. They mishandled you. They treated you like how they normally would treat other people, or how they just operate generally, right? But because you're not on that toxic bullshit, that was the reason. That's part of the reason why. I mean, like I said, their energy kind of shows up distorted anyway. But that's part of the reason why y'all couldn't see eye to eye. They were on some other shit. They were on some other shit. And I feel like this person now, they're a little bit, I do feel like they were a little freaked out. Now this energy kind of feels like they're worried about not having a second opportunity with you. Now, I don't know if this person is connected to other people that you know, but this feels very much like somebody engaging with another person to kind of pulse check you. Yeah, it's like somebody here not wanting... They don't necessarily want things to end permanently. Yeah, they don't want things to end between you because now they've had some time to see this thing from a different point of view. They're looking at things differently. I'm going to take both of these. Oh. Wait. Well, I will say this. It's a kind of, like I said, I don't know who this person is for you. It's kind of a good thing that you didn't necessarily engage because you avoided a tower. You avoided a tower by not fully engaging. So good for you. Intuitively, you may have known that they were on some other shit. Intuitively, you may have felt like you were being treated like a third party. Now, I will say, the funny part about this, I will say, because whenever this world card comes out, I have to laugh because I think you dodged a bullet because the person that you were dealing with might have been, or they were, it's giving they were really immature, like the way that they behaved or whatever. Like they were really immature, emotionally immature, so they couldn't really show up, like they couldn't show up the way that you needed them to. And intuitively you may have already understood that, and that's the reason why you pulled back. Yeah, that's the reason why you pulled back. You detached from it, you surrendered it and said, you know what, I see what this is and I don't want to engage in it. I have no interest. Like and it's funny because I see that, like even with this card here and this card here, it's kind of like this person, like they awaken and they have like this grand epiphany of like who you are and how you show up and like whatever, right? And now they recognize that really what you were attempting to do was to try to like help them balance their own shit out while still maintaining your own balance and your, maintaining your own energy. Again, it's really about you trying to ground their energy. Like, it's weird. It's like to root it. You were trying to root the relationship. I don't know what this relationship is, but you were really trying to ground it, and you really were having difficulty in doing that. So, and it may have been like a lack of their own participation and them playing like little bullshit mind games that you were already very aware of. You appear to be very intuitive, so you may have already sensed it. Womp, womp, womp. Well, we'll just call this, I always say rejection is protection. Baby, rejection is protection. Look at that. And that's what allowed you to move on. And when I say rejection is protection, when I say that, and I'm gonna clarify story 2, but when I say rejection is protection, whoever this person was, if they kind of cast you to the side because you were trying to, breathe life into the situation, I feel like somehow you gave yourself closure. Whatever this relationship is, you gave yourself closure. You leaned into your faith. You're not focusing on anything that's toxic. You've moved on. I mean, whoever this person is for you, you've already kind of moved on. For me, it just kind of looks like they're bad. Like they should have shown up, but they didn't, and that's their bad. And I don't necessarily think that you're gonna give this person another chance, honestly. Listen, I don't think. Oh. Okay, I can't wait to tell story 2, because wow. Oh. Damn. Okay. So let's wrap up the end of story 1. So I kind of think that this person, like, you put an end, you don't have closure issues where it comes to this person. Again, I don't know who they are. I don't know what part of your life they are in. It, like I said, it doesn't necessarily translate to me as somebody romantic in nature. Could be, but doesn't necessarily, like, I don't feel it. It just feels like a friendship, business colleague, somebody you meet in passing, like you made a connection. You're like, hey, I think we can, we could actually do some things, business or otherwise. But because the other person didn't really show up, again, they had other things going on in their life that you may not have known about. And I feel like this person maybe overzealously thought that they could handle it all, but they realized you needed a little bit more than what they were able to give you. You recognize that something wouldn't actually change. It didn't feel very, abundant or anything. So you're just like, I'm done with it. And so you've pretty much cut it out. You've got closure. You got whatever closure you needed. And, you've kind of moved on with your life. You focus on I love this energy over here. The strong focus on your devotion. You being devoted to whatever your practice is, whatever you're learning. And this even could be like somebody's like really, like, say if you're in school or whatever and you're focusing on a field of study, you're like, I ain't got time to be worried about you. I got to focus on this. And that's kind of where I see that, right? For those of you who are more spiritually inclined, I absolutely see where it is very evident on this side, baby, that you walk with God and you are protected no matter where you go. You are protected and you've got this divine ass bubble around you that everybody can see. I love it. Now, let's talk about story 2. let's go back to that woman. Because I also believe there is an energy here that is also exposing her. There is an energy out here that is exposing her, and if they tried to, and now I'm going to point this out too, because I do have practitioners out here. I do have practitioners out here, and I have a couple of them. I have a couple of practitioners out here. And I can see where if they attempted at any point in time to potentially unalive you for the benefit of resources, I feel like down here, well, one, you're watching my video, so evidently their attempt to unalive you did not work. They have lost all control of whatever it is that they've been trying to accomplish, especially because I have it in a couple of different places. You absolutely avoided a tower. But I want to say that tower had a lot to do with their attempt to unalive you. I do feel like there was energy out here trying to affect your intuition, or like to cloud your... I get a weird energy here of a practitioner trying to like cloud your intuition, because obviously your intuition, and I see it here, if you move when God tells you to move, they need to disrupt your intuition in order for a slip up to happen. Are you following me? They need your intuition to be offline for that. And right here, I feel like what I heard was, you see them. You can see it. You see exactly what they're trying to do. Even if they triangulated with other people to get involved, you see this whole line right here is like you see it. That's how you were able to avoid it. And if opportunities, there may have even been opportunities being presented to you. And you may have you may have rejected them because they, my messaging is always going to be like, know what your 10 of Cups is and reject anything that doesn't align with that. If it doesn't align with your 10 of Cups, then it ain't for you and you need to move on. But I feel like there's somebody here who's been trying to energetically affect your movement. They've been trying to energetically affect the way that you move. And it has a lot to do with your intuition. They can't compete with it. Yes, they can't compete with it. It's like you move with the hidden force is God. You move with this hidden force. They're afraid of it because they don't. You got this woman and all the people that she's working with, even these practitioners. They don't understand it. They don't understand the favor over your life, baby. They don't understand it. Now, the other kicker part, because it is connected to this woman here. Yeah, like you've been able to, and another thing too, if you've been hermiting, if you've still been in hermit mode, this is interesting. Now I have an energy out here. If you've been hermiting, I do have, it's almost like somebody wants you to go crazy. I don't actually see that happening, but it's like they want There's somebody here trying to affect your intuition, but it's almost like they want you to, maybe, I don't know, maybe they're telling people that you're crazy. But it literally can be seen. Now, if this woman, I don't know how she's connected to you, but I feel like there's exposure around the fact that she could be a dark practitioner, or she could have paid somebody. Because that's this right here. This is the truth. This is the truth. This could be somebody investigating or looking into this person. Because here's exposure and here's exposure, and these are exposure cards. And the moon is in the reverse here with the sun in the upright twice. So even if somebody tried to hide the fact that they were trying to unalive you, it was unsuccessful. One, the attempt to unalive you is unsuccessful. Yeah, unsuccessful. Definitely could have somebody here investigating weird things happening, we'll say. But I will say, you're so protected. God's favor is like all over you. I actually like that. I like it a lot. Oh, we're already an hour and 15 in. That's a long ass video, and I feel like I'm just barely scratching the surface. So I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna do the dice, and then we'll pull another bunch of cards. We'll do a different reading. So you got one person in the background who wants to come towards you with some type of apology. I think this person, like I said, I think this person has a little crush on you. Because I think you've been apart from this person for enough time. And like I said, I don't know how they can see you, but they definitely can see, like, there's an epiphany on the story one. There's an epiphany for this person where they recognize exactly now, you know, hindsight is always 20/20. They recognize now where you were trying to establish a baseline for the relationship, and they just, you know, I mean, this could be literally, we could chalk it up to a timing thing. Like maybe that's just the timing wasn't right, and the person was, they're a little immature in their thinking. We'll just chalk it up to somebody's life that you touched. They fumbled it, and now they gotta live the rest of their life with regret. Y'all could have had a really solid friendship. I honestly don't think you're going to engage with it, but, you know, I guess Spirit wants you to know about it. Because I can see, like, this person can see, like, you've moved on. Like, you've already left the building. Okay. We got the 6th house and the 10th house. So 6th house is your daily routines, your health, acts of service. 10th house is your reputation. Let's see. This is the South Node. South Node is currently in Virgo. We have Scorpio, Virgo, and Leo. Then I have the Sun and Mars. So the Sun is Leo, Mars is Scorpio, and the South Node is currently in Virgo. So yeah, okay. Then we have, remember, 6th house, your daily routines, and 10th house, your reputation, and social networks. All right. I'm going to leave it there. If any parts of this reading resonated for you, gave you clarity or confirmation over your own story, all of my information is below in the description box, and I invite you to join me for a session. There's a lot going on out here. There's so much. I still feel like I'm leaving things out, but I feel like I've given you the crux of it. You do have someone here who has been doing moon magic. That's loud out here. You do have somebody who's been actively doing moon magic on you, and I have a couple of practitioners out here. But the bottom layer, I definitely see a lot of truth and exposure. A lot of truth and exposure taking place as it relates to either this practitioner, to you, or both. Okay? All right, I'm going to leave it there, guys. I love you. I will see you in the next video. All right, take care. Bye.